Hello everyone, this is LSD and this video is a small overview of sorts of the game Genshin Impact. So I gave it a try. Let's see what I feel about it. Overall, starting screen, I like it. It changes its time as per the local time. So you saw like there was an evening over there because it's evening here. And if you log in at night, this the environment turns into night and morning and so on. So at least there is a day and night cycle over there, which is very something that I don't see often. It's very innovative. It's not like really brilliant or anything, but just a nice touch to the game. So since you guys know, or you may not know, Path of Exile is in a dire position right now, and I am looking for a different game to jump into while GG tries to sort out their mess. I did decide to give Genshin Impact a try because it is something online multiplayer on the lines of that. It is free to play, so I didn't have to really, you know, wager my money to be able to try it. So that's why I gave this a try. I leveled up a few characters to what I feel like their max character level, and these are my thoughts. So about this game, it definitely looks beautiful. Uh, the UI is sort of minimalistic. It's not really it's not really as clean as I would maybe expect it to be, but uh, that's good. There are few things which, as a new player, were really confusing for me, and I really couldn't get them correctly. So, for example, as you can see, uh, there are a couple of elements on the screen. For example, these icons, and what these icons tell you is not really, mentioned. So, uh, for example, I mean, I'm not really sure if this is the store. It looks like the store, but they call it Wish. Shop is like different place. It seems like so. These things are just a little bit confusing. There are, for example, different kinds of currencies that I see. I have some of these and some of these, and I'm not really sure which one uh, is for what, stuff like that. Although I'll come back to this wish system, it's a really good system. We'll talk about it later on. But there is this beautiful world over here. It's a huge one. It's not small at all. So we started somewhere around on this beach, and then I explored my way across this land onto this city, and then this area, and then all the way till here. There was a small side world quest over here which I engaged into and stuff like that. And as you can see, it really looks beautiful. The art, it's colorful, it's really detailed. I like the looks of it. Looks really awesome. Then there are characters. So you start with this guy, one of the twins, as the story says, and then you get more party members. So far, I have 4 party members with me, and every one of them is level 20. From here onwards, they can ascend to a higher level. I really don't have uh, all the prerequisites to reach that. So character levels is different from your adventure level, which I am not really sure where to find it again. Now this is the different. So that's my adventure rank, right? Like my adventure rank is level 12, and I cannot start a co-op session until I reach rank 16. Now, there are a couple of issues with this. So I noticed back some time ago, like my character was somewhere around level 17 or 18, and my adventure rank was roughly around, I think, 8 or 7. And it was almost up until here, but the quest that I wanted to start was at rank 10, I think, or I mean, if I am at 7, the quest required rank 8 or something like that. And I was just looking around at the whole world. I tried to jump into this area. I tried to jump into this area, the red one, and well, I did fight a way too stronger enemy than I'm supposed to in the red area, in just hopes of getting that adventure rank up, so that I could unlock that quest. But that didn't happen. So the quest previous to this, I'm not sure if uh, it's not sure if it's visible. Like completed quests are not shown, I think. Okay, they are. So uh, so one of these quests required me to be at adventure rank higher than what I was, and there was no way to figure out uh, which rank, how, like, am I able to get to that or something like that. So there are also these quests over here. For example, Kaya's Trouble. I managed to start it, and then I got carried away into some other activity which was there on the way. And now I have no idea. It just says that the character is currently involved in other quests, cannot join this quest. And I mean, I have no idea like which quest it is, so that maybe I could just complete this particular quest where the character is stuck, and then I could probably start this quest. But nothing like that. So even over here, like now this requires adventure rank 15, and they give you a brief idea, like you do activities in the world, right? Like you do exploration, you complete these side quests, or you complete these main quests, and everything right from opening chests to unlocking teleport locations will give you the adventure, the progress towards your adventure ranks. But it's not really helpful in telling me that okay, there is a rank 15 quest that is there, and I'm just at rank 12. How do I get make it 15? What if I'm stuck at 13? What if I'm stuck at 14, and there is not enough content over here for me to do? Like, am I supposed to enter this area? Because I'm really not sure about it. So I did go exploring this area because like this, you can see the teleport points, waypoints are activated over here. It's slightly difficult code or something like that, but it's just not revealed on my world map as such. So I'm not really sure about that. I see that there is something over here, but I didn't see a means of getting over there. I did not want to just swim all the way from here to there. So there must be something. Not really sure about it. I stopped after here. So there are these sort of little bit uh, areas which, let's say, which I'm not really sure um, how to tackle with them, or I really don't have a complete understanding, and that sort of is not being explained over here correctly. You have to go figure it out on your own thing. The next big gripe is multiplayer being at level 16, and uh, co-op won't start. It's just not that. But once you join a co-op session, or once you host a co-op session, your journal is deactivated. So all the quests, you are not able to do them. Your co-op partner won't be able to help you out with these. objectives, which is a big turn down for me because there is just so many things in the world that you would want to do, and I would. The reason I am looking for this game, I was looking at this game, is because I wanted to play it in co-op with my friend, and not being able to just progress through the game is a big no for me to play this game. So if you're looking to just, I mean, if you are just a solo player, you don't have friends, and you want to jump into something which is quite beautiful, quite engaging, then yep, this seems like a good idea. But if you're looking for multiplayer sessions, then you can do very limited things. Like you could do these trials, dungeons, or something, whatever they are, right? These activities you can do, but all these quests, all the main missions and side missions, they are not doable in co-op. Now, if you notice, like other games, let's take an example of Far Cry, which is not really comparable, but they do have a co-op system of Batman, Robin style in there, right? Like when you join your host's session, you don't get any progression towards your own quests, but it gives you a great opportunity to complete something in a different way, or again which you would complete in your own world, right? So for example, there was this particular mission, let's say, that I finished over here, completed, or I somehow botched it, and I just want to take help from a friend who hasn't started or completed that mission, and go and do it over there to get its rewards so that I don't miss out on it, because this is, hello, a multiplayer game, I should be able to do content again, is not really the case, which is really a big disappointment for me. I'm pretty sure there must be like limitations or something for design considerations, which probably led to these decisions. But waiting up until this whole progression, rank 16 is a lot. So uh, it I it took me around 12, 13 hours to get to this particular rank, mostly because I don't really focus on everything. I go collecting each and every fruit that I can see on the tree and stuff like that, right? I indulged in cooking. I created a lot of, let's say, these things, right? Like, and I also went around and explored the higher region areas, which were like in the red for me, to the point where the game forcefully turned its camera around like this and forced me to go back. So, so I was just goofing around a lot, exploring the world, and not really focusing on the main missions. But it's a lot of time to wait for you to be able to join your friends if you are looking for a co-op activity in this game. And on top of that, not being able to progress the game is simply means that it doesn't feel like it's a multiplayer game. That's sort of a misguidance, I think, uh, for for players. Apart from that, the combat system is very innovative, so you can like quickly switch between different characters, right? Like these, and everyone has like different affinities. For example, the twin over here has affinity to wind, so I can like do these wind abilities. They have their regular attacks, then they can charge their attacks to which consumes your stamina to do those. You can also use your stamina to dodge stuff like that, and then you could probably, let's say, set up combos. So you do this ice, and then you go and you put a wind on that ice, and suddenly that ice will become a blizzard or something of that sort. So there are combinations of uh, elements. You just come back combine them to get different results. So one interesting combination that I found is this one, who when charges her arrow fires a fire arrow. It sets things on fire, and then you could use the witch with her lightning to overload that fire, and that end results in monsters or enemies taking a lot more damage than their regular ones. So you sort of have to set that up. And there are also these things like, for example, these, right, like iron. You have to go and collect it. These resources restock after a certain amount of time. I'm not really sure exactly how much, but small gripe over there is that once it's broken, the resource should have been auto collected. I shouldn't be clicking at it because I'm already putting an effort of destroying it. Clicking to collect these is okay, like this is okay, but then once those rocks are broken, because they sometimes from the mountain side they just like drop down way, tumble down far away, and it's a hassle. I feel it uncomfortable to just uh, walk all the way after having broken it and grab it after running behind it. But overall, combat system is very innovative. If you join in co-op, the number of characters that you will control will start decreasing. So you can have up to 4-player co-op, and that's another thing. Like the overall co-op gameplay in terms of combat and solo gameplay in terms of combat is quite different. So because the thing is, like, I want to set up a combo right here, right? So I'm picking up this character, I'm doing some
Dodge this!
freezing attacks, then I'm switching on to one of the character, then I'm lining the other ability up onto the monsters to be able to do that. Whereas if you were in co-op, this character will be controlled by one of your friends, and you could just immediately just chain it rather than having to switch characters, which has its own small cooldown, and then you might lose the window of opportunity with the enemies in line or something like that, right? So it's possible. Uh, so they don't like really slow time for you and stuff like that. Also, in co-op, all these 4 characters or 2 characters, if you're playing with 2 friends, will be going around together. Whereas in single player, it means that only you will be attacking all by yourself. So let's say if you were in co-op, there will be 4 players, and 4 players will be auto attacking at the same time. But in single player, that's really not the case. So it's a big disadvantage in terms of single player. In combat, the gameplay is a lot different than what it would be in co-ops. I would have recommended them to take a page from the book of Dragon Age and provide some sort of tactics section so that players can have all 4 party members present, and you could maybe just give them enough programming available for the player so that they could just set the combos up with the AI rather than having to that to happen in co-op, which again has a downside because you can't do that in challenging mission fights. Let's say the good system that I was going to talk about is Wish. Uh, this is something that you just enlist an object or a character that you want to get for, and you will eventually, let's say, get it. So for example, I added a wish for where I did not know, so I added a wish for uh, to a sword or something, because I don't know what to do with this thing. I'm also entirely not really sure like uh, what all is there and stuff like that. But yeah, so there is these things, and I'm not really entirely sure about what needs to be done or things like that. But the idea that I have is like, if I wish for an item and if I don't get that tier sword in 10 attempts, I will get it for sure eventually. So something that you want, you can just tell the game that yes, I want this, and the game will eventually start increasing your chances to obtain that item until you actually get that item. In terms of characters, also the list is really big. That's a that's a huge list with different characters having, as you can see, like you saw, Lisa had this electrical affinity, and Kaya has this ice affinity and fire affinity, stuff like that. So yeah, there are a lot of characters in the game, and this is another thing that the game kind of like doesn't do properly. Is some of these characters are 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and there is just no. That's just not ever explained or conveyed to the player. So you have no idea like when you would get those and should you be leveling up these characters or not. So for example, uh so so I had another character, uh Diluk, I think, whom I played as for the trial character for side missions. It seems like I didn't unlock him, but he was also there. And then I have these 4 characters. So I have like kind of used there is a level of material. Now I can't show you that because everyone is like level capped, which you use on certain characters. So for example, this guy can be level uh, 15, 16, and this girl could have been level 2 uh, at the level that she starts, which is another gripe because there is a huge list of characters that you could uh, potentially unlock. And if you decided to level each and everyone up and max out all of them in terms of their gears, then you would not be able to actually do that for everyone because you will run out of materials at later levels. So weapons can also be like upgraded by adding more weapons to their list, for example. And so like weapons, and there are these items that your characters can equip. And for example, this one has been enhanced, so it says +1 over here. So I just consumed like other Sweden for the what? Sweden for Fortnite. Sex. Thank you for the following. So yeah, although I mean I'm not online, not live yet, and I still get followed. Thank you for that. I'll remember to thank you again when I go live. So these uh, artifacts, like I can use this one to combine it into this one and upgrade that to a certain extent. So these are limited. You get this loot from open world, and you can't just do this to all the entire list of characters. You have to be careful uh, whom you level up, and same goes for weapons. So for example, these are 2-star weapons. This is 1-star weapon, and I got a 3-star weapon. And as you can notice, like I wasn't aware of being able to get a 3-star blue tier weapon, so I just upgraded my 2-star green tier weapon to level 14 rather than having upgraded this and used this. So uh, that's that as well. So not just weapons, but even these artifacts can uh, reach its unlike weapon, they don't really tell you. Uh, so, for example, weapon level is mentioned over here, so it can go up to 14 levels, 20 levels. But for artifacts, it's not mentioned, and it's something similar to that as well. So, certain amount of information not really covered. Certain things they are good, like they give you this handbook, which will, for example, I'll show you in chapter 1. So you have these objectives that are given to you to complete, and you get some handsome rewards for those. So this gives you an idea how to level up your adventure ranks further. But as I mentioned earlier, like if I am stuck at 13 and I have to get to 14, like uh, it's not really explained well how you do that or what can you do, because they just like go figure it out. We won't They won't slightly handheld you or help you out with uh, if you're stuck or if you don't know the details or if you don't go and read these things um, online. So overall, my opinion is yes, it's a very beautiful game. It's a very different combat system. There are some disadvantages as compared to, like they could improve on the combat by letting us have four characters present at the same time so that everyone is slightly programmed. For example, I could program, I could be controlling Kaya and I could program this guy to use Whirlwind once Kaya has used uh, his frozen eyes on a boss level character so that he can turn it into a blizzard. Or let's say there are like 10 characters and a blizzard would be a good option to go around and stuff like that. So that would be nice because definitely co-op gameplay fights are a lot more simpler than solo fights, and that's just not cool. Also, they could probably just allow us to complete missions in co-op, maybe redo them, maybe just save the post progress, not save the client progress, and still let client reap the rewards so that we could do those again and again into some other friends' session and grind. That is what we need, rewards or experience or whatever it is, which they just don't let us do. So that being said, since co-op is just like that, it's not my cup of tea. I won't be playing this game further. Uh, this is LSD. This is my opinion on Genshin Impact, and thank you for watching. Let me know your views and comments, and I'll see you again next time.